Hey, welcome back, Liberty City. This is the Concho 82 FM. I really hope you didn't mind the extra long commercial break. That, unfortunately, was necessary. There were a lot of police sirens going by the building, and that really sucked. So, hey, a few extra commercials, so on and so on and so on and so forth. Really pad the runtime. Really add to the stats as you would. So my producer Terry is waving emphatically. Dude, I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the booth. I can't hear you in the booth. I'm pointing to my headphones. The dry erase board. Use the dry erase board. It's right behind you. The marker is going to be just to your left. By the coffee cup. Yeah. Okay, what do you mean you can't hear me? I can't hear you. You can't hear me. What sound? I don't hear any sounds. Can we roll a commercial while we try to figure this out? Yeah, that's not working. Okay. What are you writing now? Okay, we got a lot of dead air time, man. We got a lot of dead air time here. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. I mean, we don't play music on this station. We just talk to people. Can we go to a caller? That's not working. Okay, I can't think of anything to say. No, erase that. Okay, what are you writing now? Oh. Okay, so we can't go to the commercial, we can't take calls. What are we gonna do? This is, yeah, this is not a contingency that we had planned for. Yeah, I know. The roof is leaking. It's leaking all over the equipment. I get that. Oh, shit. Okay, you got it working? Okay, alright. Go to commercial. Alright, okay, good. We're on commercial. Terry, I want you to help me figure something out down here. I'm trying to get to this wire here because I want to find this wire, and I don't even know if you can hear me. Can you hear me down here, Terry?
I can barely make you out. But whatever you do, don't mess with the red wire. I think that's the one that makes it sort of explode. So be careful down there.
Well, I would have liked to have known that before I went down here without a flashlight, but I will do my best. I see 5 wires here. How many red ones are there?
There's only 2 red wires. The dark red wire is the one that makes it explode. So that's the one you need to avoid.
Okay, are there any other color wires down here that I need to be aware of?
I think the blue wire is just, if you cut that, it just turns it off and can't be turned back on. So really, the green wire is, if you cut that, I think it fixes the issue. Try cutting that one.
Okay, well, I think this is the green wire. I can't be sure. Is it doing anything? Is it making the noise go away when I mess with it?
I don't think it worked. We may need to just cut wires at random and see if any of them fix the problem.
Well, that's not the one that okay, let me try this next one. Okay, is that doing anything?
I can hear you a bit better now, but you're still very quiet. I think
okay, I moved the wire.
Whatever you're doing must be working.
Okay, I moved the wire right next to it, so I'm gonna mess with that one. Tell me if the bad noise goes away. How's that?
I think yeah. I don't think I hear it anymore.
Okay, well, I think we may have solved that problem for the time being. It looks like all these wires have been chewed on by rats. So, that's not good. So, Terry, I think at your earliest convenience. Ugh, get off the floor. Oh my gosh. So, at your earliest convenience, Terry, go out and get us some more microphones. All right, Terry, go ahead and press the button and bring us back on air.
6, it looks like we were on the air that whole time.
Oh, shit. Go back to commercial. Hey, welcome back, Liberty City. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break. Now, yesterday we got into a bit of a discussion between men and women, and certainly the miscommunications can happen between both of these sexes. And, well, hey, one thing that did come up in particular yesterday was that it was pointed out by my producer, Terry, that it tends to be the case that both men and women are not very explicit, and certainly in specifying what it is that is currently bugging them. And we have a caller here, goes by the name of Weibo, from, it looks like, the swanky Bedford Point. You were live on the Concho 82 FM. What do you have to say about all this?
Frankly, this is one of the biggest reasons as to why I and other women and a lot of other people don't, for the most part, get along, because I am confrontational to the extreme. They are not, hence the clash. I can be a little bit heavy-handed and intimidating in that respect, because I'm so confrontational, not so much for them. Of course, that's to be expected. Women are typically, prone to be more collaborative in nature, and hence any animosity they feel towards anyone gets shoved down for the sake of preserving any current cohesion that may exist between that of the woman and whoever it is that she doesn't want to confront.
Well, yes, that is certainly understandable to a certain extent. Most people just want to go on to get along, modus vivendi. Just try to agree to disagree. In the forefront of my mind, of course, this is not something that is very helpful when it comes to anything sort of business related. Would you agree?
This is why they typically don't engage in wage negotiations for their careers. They typically settle for whatever amount is given to them, whether or not they deem it to be good enough for them.
Well, taking that position certainly puts one in a compromised position, I would think.
And that's an issue, and it's bullshit, because then you get things like the wage gap myth. Figure out exactly what it is that you want, and then go for it.
But of course, this is something that I've seen firsthand. This is something that, in my experience, is very difficult for women. A lot just really don't know what they want. And that can affect everything from the top down, from what they want for breakfast to negotiating a business deal.
But, as I said before, it's not just women that do this. Oh, no. It's men, too. Young adult males, specifically, that are like this, especially on the college level, as I have come to learn. Men and women of universities, higher education, learning centers who have no idea how to be confrontational. It makes me worrisome for the future of these generations. Oh my god.
Did you hang up? Well, yes, my producer Terry is nodding. That is, in fact, what happened there. Well, that was short and sweet. Certainly food for thought. And it certainly gets us thinking about exactly how assertive we are and how we deal with other people in our daily lives, and certainly how we deal with ourselves in particular. That can always be a bit of a challenge, but life is a journey, it's not a destination. And speaking about life being a journey instead of a destination, my producer Terry has a dry erase board out again, so that would imply that his microphone is no longer working again. So we will see what we can do to make do for the rest of this segment here. What's he writing? Okay, so looks like we have Satsu from Torrington, and he is calling about the call from the other day about the guy talking about the female pads. Okay, alright. Alright. And just a preface for anybody that wasn't listening the other day. A young man called in trying to arm twist all other men into carrying female products with them just in case one of their female friends and or significant others had a little female emergency. Well, our next caller has something to say about that, so we'll get right into that. Satsu from Torrington, you were live on the Concho 82 FM.
Hello, everybody.
Now, what's become more and more common in recent years is the concept of white knighting, or in layman's terms, tipping one's hat and uttering inane phrases like "milady" as a member of the male gender rides in on a shimmering steed to facilitate whatever wants or desires his intended conquest may happen to have on that particular day. So Satsu, man to man, explain to me what it is your point of view on this particular subject is.
Well, first, I'm going to start by saying that doing whatever you can to help women out in any way you can is a great deed. And you are a noble person for trying to do whatever you can to help out your female companions. But let me explain to you why this whole prospect is extremely problematic.
Okay, man.
The prospect of carrying around pads for the sole reason of just in case a female needs it is not necessarily the problem. What you are doing now is setting a new standard for women to gauge whether or not males are considered good males or actually care about women based on a factor which you have created, which we don't have to abide by.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from. Men and women do have a tendency to write checks that neither can cash, which means
if you start carrying pads around and other white knights start carrying pads around, women are subsequently going to start expecting most males to do this. Why is this a problem? Because if you don't, then you are going to be ruled automatically as a person who obviously doesn't care about females.
And nothing could be further from the truth. It strikes me as unfair to place the burden on guys to carry these things around when the ball should be in the other court.
The way I see it, women know that they menstruate. They know that this is a problem that they have, therefore they know that they need to carry pads around. They are mature adults and are capable of doing this on their own. What you are doing, without even noticing it, are acknowledging some of the feminists' largest fears, which is a man feeling like he has to do something for a woman because they are too incompetent to do something very basic on their own.
Now, certainly in this instance, it appears as women are infantilizing themselves, rather hindering themselves, of cutting themselves off at the knee. And for all those white knights out there who are tipping their hats saying "milady," I think that they're building an unrealistic expectation up in their minds.
You will get no reciprocation or no type of thank you or anything like that. You will just be a walking dispenser of tampons. You will provide them with that and go about your merry way and be expected to do that from now on.
Well, it's sad to say and certainly sad to admit, but looks like we do have a long way to go. But I do want to thank you, Satsu, for calling in. I hope you continue to have a wonderful day. It looks like my producer Terry has a new caller on the dry erase board. Let's see what we got. Okay, my producer Terry is informing me that he can still hear the noise. That's not good. We both knew that it was only a temporary fix, so yeah, we're going to get some new equipment here as soon as possible. But until then, we have another caller. He is erasing what he wrote and is writing new stuff down. Good. We have the next caller coming in. Excellent. Okay, so Terry, who do we got? Okay, Terry, that is just a stick figure with a very large... It's just going off the side of the dry erase board. Okay, erase that, Terry. Who do we have really? They didn't say. Okay, whatever. Anyhow. Hey there, Carla. You were live on the Concho 82 FM. What is on your mind?
Hello, this is Heather at Account Services, and we're calling in reference to your current credit card accounts. There's no problems currently with your accounts. It is urgent, however, that you contact us concerning your eligibility for lowering your interest rates to as little as 6.9%. Your eligibility expires shortly, so please consider this your final notice. Please press 1 now on your phone to speak with a live operator and lower your interest rates, or press 2 to discontinue further notices. Thank you and have a great day.
Okay, Terry, what the hell was that? Really? Come on. Some days you wake up and the world has just kicked you in the balls and has not removed the foot. Roll commercials. Hey, we're back, Liberty City. Hey, I just wanted to thank my sponsors for help keeping this shoestring and duct tape operation alive. We appreciate every dollar that you send us. Well, hey, you know what? If it wasn't for you, then we would have been off the air long ago. Anyhow, my producer is out the studio right now. He's picking up me a new microphone because the one I'm using right now is experiencing a few problems. So, hey, for this, seamless operation here, we need the best equipment available, and he's probably out picking out the cheapest piece of crap that he can run across. Anyhow, I need to read some weather here because, well, you people are deeply interested about such things. So here goes. It is a nice balmy 58 degrees outside. There is currently a weather system hovering off the coast, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. I wish I could offer you more positive news, but yeah, you're going to expect a whole hell of a lot more rain, fog, and, and high winds for the foreseeable future. So, buckle up, strap in, and put on your best parka. Of course, my expectation on the walk home is not one of much variation. I fully expect to be walking through lots of rain, as per usual, because of this weather system, of course, this lovely weather system. This would not be an issue if I were still able to use my motorcycle, which I have not been able to use for the good part of a year now, since they were banned in the city. But of course, everybody knows about all of that. Of course, commuting in the city is problematic at best, given that the last 2 years we've had to deal with malfunctioning bridges and protests and all kinds of other things. So yeah, getting around the city is not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, we do the best with what time we have, and certainly the means. I'm rambling on, so we're just gonna head on over to another commercial break and wait for my producer Terry to arrive with my new piece of equipment. Hey there, Liberty City, and welcome back to the Concho FM 82. My producer Terry has just arrived with some brand new equipment. I have just plugged in my new microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear any difference. I hope it's up to the same quality that you had been hearing earlier in the day. I can't even talk. The microphone has new microphone smell, so you bear with me. Anyhow, hey Terry, how's it going? So Terry's good.
Not too badly. I hope you're enjoying the new microphone. It took me ages to fish it out of that dumpster.
Oh, you got it from a dumpster? Hey, well, anything that saves us money here. This is the most chintzy duct tape shoestring operation in the entire city. I don't know if anybody's actually familiar with that in our audience, is that we are actually broadcasting from the 7th floor of the building right next to the Punk Noodles over in Portland Island. If anybody's familiar with the restaurant, they actually own the building, which is awesome. All we have to do really is plug them and say, hey, check out Punk Noodles if you're in Portland. They have the best noodles. They certainly do. You grab a beer. It's the only Chinese restaurant in town where you can grab a beer, have you some noodles, and just hang out. I'm actually a little impressed. When I sent out Terry to get the new equipment, I was like, the only two places I ever seen this guy go is this building here and the Punk Noodles across the street. So I'm actually kind of impressed. Terry went out of his way to help us out here. Anyhow, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and certainly something that's been weighing on my mind for a little while, is that, hey, you know what? This is a story that Terry has heard 1,000 times, and he probably doesn't want to hear this now. It's a bit of a backstory on your old buddy, the Six Man here. Well, hey, you have just arrived in time to hear my story. And it begins as thus.
back in 77, I moved from Texas to Vice City because I wanted to work for the Ed Andrews, who later called himself Cousin Ed. By the time I got there, he was calling himself Crazy Ed. He wasn't calling himself Cousin Ed until the first Maiden album. That was a watershed moment. That album blew our minds just completely, just stratosphere. Anyhow, it was a pretty awesome time. This is the same guy that applied for his job at V-Rock, the station in Vice City, on rolling papers. Rolling papers. His application was written on rolling papers. You can't get more badass than that. You can't blame me for moving to a new city just to work with this guy, to work with the best. Anyhow, all was great until this little weasel they hired for an intern. His name was Laszlo. That Laszlo. This is a guy that knew nothing about rock. Nothing. Just wanted to get his foot in the door so he could brag to his little friends. Oh, I work for V-Rock. I work for V-Rock. I work for the hardest rockin' radio station in town. Well, hey, Laszlo, unfortunately, like I said, he didn't know anything about rock. And it showed. Unfortunately, a few years later, in 84, there was some friction between Cousin Ed and management. There's a difference of opinion. He wanted to rock hard, and management only wanted to rock so hard. So he was out the door within a year. For somebody who busted his ass for years and years and years for that station, I thought I might get a shot at spinning records for V-Rock. No, it wasn't. It wasn't to be. They picked Laszlo because he was the biggest kiss ass in the entire building. I would love to say that was the end of the story, but no. I bounced around different stations in Vice for a number of years, until about maybe 90. Then I decided to move out to Los Santos. Yes, get some more sunshine, and perhaps get another job working for a rock station out there. Well, you know what? It wasn't too long after that. I think it may be 91, maybe 92. Guess who shows up in town? Laszlo. I stuck around there for a while. Then I got bored with all the sun and all the great weather. So I decided to buy a jacket and move out here to Liberty City back in '97. And all was well. I got a job at Head Radio, and everything was great. I was working my way up the echelon. But guess what? Very next year, guess who shows up in town? Laszlo. Fucking Laszlo. Son of a bitch. Anyhow, that is my story, and it is a sad one. Anyhow, enough about me. I believe we have a caller that would like to hop on the FM 82 and tell us something or ask us something. I don't know. It just kind of depends. Terry, who do we got here?
Our first caller is Valine from Callahan Point.
Excellent, Valine. You are on the air, FM 82.
Hey, Six Man. I know that I was just listening to you talk about moving to Vice City and everything. Welcome to Liberty City. You came at a really bad time, though, because over here in Callahan Point, we can't even go to the store without being slowed down in traffic. All of Portland Island has become a freaking retirement community.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Another thing is, these people that are moving in, they can't afford to move to the nicer parts of Liberty City, so it's like becoming a trailer park, like one of those things you see down in the South in those redneck areas. Like, I'm going to the bodega, and I'm seeing this woman buying 9,000 scratch-off tickets and, like, 5 cartons of different kinds of cigarettes to give to her kids or whatever. And it's between the old people and the the trailer park mentality they're bringing. They're just dragging the area down. We got rid of the freaking triads taking over all the shit. Why am I dealing with freaking 9,000 scratch-offs that are all over the street? They're terrible driving because they drive at like 2 miles an hour. They can't parallel park worth a damn. I almost get hit on the sidewalk because they don't realize that just because it's paved doesn't make it road. Sorry, we have sidewalks here that, like, you can't just hop on a horse and fucking ride off into the sunset.
Now, horse would be something very interesting to see in the town, yeah.
Can't even go to Greasy Joe's without all these women taking up all the booths and then looking at me like I'm the problem. I'm from here. I need to make this right-hand turn right now. Oh, I'm in the left lane. You need to move the fuck out of the way. And, oh, by the way, I'm gonna get on the highway that's a speed limit of 65 and I'm gonna do 50. Don't drive on the fucking highway. Get on the frontage road.
Yeah, go to the access road and stay there.
That woman took 20 minutes to check out with her, like, 9,000 scratch-offs. And it was a gas station. I'm like, Jesus Christ, woman. Through and she's like, I want that one. And then she, like, went back and, like, grabbed more of certain other ones. She was like, actually, can I get more of these? And I'm like, and she seriously bought, like, a couple different brands of cigarettes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't have the money to buy 9,000 scratch-offs and buy a bunch of cigarettes. I have to budget myself. And I have to be very strict about it. And that's the part that sucks. When you live in Portland, things cost money. My motorcycle, I can't ride it because the damn things are outlawed in this city now. And the car that I do have is a piece of crap. I have to watch out because the old people are out there and they drive like maniacs or they don't move at all. There's no in between. So yeah, I get what you're going for. I get where you're at. And I do want to thank you for calling in. Yeah, it's a big problem. Public transportation sucks. I'm at my wit's end. This is why I don't travel. Because the subways suck because they're always down. They're always closed up. The tunnel, I don't even trust that because that goes underwater. I don't trust it at all. Anyhow, I guess we're going to go to our next caller. Well, that was certainly interesting. I'm not a big fan of the old people myself, certainly being stuck behind them in traffic. We have another caller here, of course. Terry, who do we got?
We have Irving from Rockford in Staunton Island.
Irving, you are on the air, FM 82. Go ahead.
Hey, Six Man, big fan. I just moved to Staunton Island from Winnipeg in Canada a few months ago. I gotta say, I love Liberty City. The sushi's way better than in Winnipeg, and I get stabbed by native kids significantly less often. It's great. Thanks, man. Keep up the great show.
All right. Hey, it's always good to meet new Americans. I certainly hope he's gone about things the legal way, because if not, screw him. But no, he sounds like a straight shooter to me. Anyhow, we have another caller, Terry. Mm-hmm. Damn, it always feels good to welcome somebody new into the country. And well, hey, we have somebody new. I don't know if new to the country, but certainly new to this radio station. Terry, who do we got?
We have Jack Gunsky from Fort Staunton.
Oh, Jack Gunsky from Fort Staunton. What you got to say there, man? You were live.
Hey, big Six Man. Welcome to the island. Hey, so I don't know about you, but I am really fed up with all the traffic going through Fort Stanton these days. The other day, I'm driving south through Newport, and I gotta tell you, 30 minutes for 3 blocks. All because of construction stuff. It's unreal. Oh my god. So, okay. So I know that a lot of the fellow Star Knights are a little bit fed up with all this traffic going on. And I think I have a theory as to why. So, I have a theory that it's werewolves.
Oh,
They're
really?
Werewolves that have infiltrated the highest levels of government in the city. And I know this, I have 100% proof positive that they have infiltrated the DMV. I saw one working at the DMV.
Did you really? Please elaborate.
You should have seen this guy. Has hair all over his face, all over himself, and I think I know why too. I have a theory as to why they're trying to cause all this traffic. It's because what is the one thing a werewolf needs to get? A haircut. The werewolves all need haircuts. So they have taken over the local government and in order to set up more hair salons. Okay?
Okay.
So they'd be able to get the haircuts, and we'd be able, and we're getting blocked on all sides over here. And I'm trying to tell the local politicians. I keep sending them letters. They don't respond to me anymore. What the hell's going on in this town?
I am speechless. I am speechless, Jack. I am speechless. I don't know what's going on over there in Fort Staunton right now. This is just, it's mind blowing. You have blown the lid off of not just an international conspiracy, a supernatural conspiracy. Would you like to elaborate further on this?
Nah, I want to let you get back to your show. I don't want to be taking up time with all the other crazy crap people talking about these days.
Well, hey, I want to thank you for being on the conch here. It certainly has opened my eyes to the greater world that exists outside strangely small one bedroom apartment. I'm just beside myself. Anyhow, thanks for being on the conch here. I guess we're going to take a commercial break. Terry, roll commercials. Hey, Liberty City, it is the Concho 82 FM. You are listening to Miguel, the six-man Antonio. I do tend to take the lion's share of the attention over here at the conch, but it's the man behind the glass that he deserves a lot of the credit for what goes on here, and certainly helping keep things in order. And hey, he got these wonderful new microphones for us from the dumpster, and they seem to be working out a lot better than our last ones. So, hey, I don't think. Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry about all the sirens.
It's just the block we live on. It's the block we live on. Just to kind of put things in perspective, it's certainly the context that y'all need to understand out there listening right now to us on the radio is that if you walk outside this building, you're going to see a lot of these guys in these sort of blue jumpsuit. You don't want to mess with those guys. Those are triads. Those are gang members. And they tend to attract a lot of attention from local law enforcement. Just steer clear of those guys. And if you do hear sirens, duck. Just duck. In the studio here, we have a pair of these wonderful fire-resistant file cabinets. They're heavy as hell. Just a bitch to move around. But they afford a great amount of firearm resistance. So hey, that's what we got going on here. But I don't want to ramble on too much because I certainly want to highlight my buddy here, Terry, longtime producer. Known this guy for a long time. He's produced so many hours of programming here on the Concho. And hey, Terry, there's one thing that I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. It's certainly something that we've touched on a few times in the past. Tell me all about the Great Australian Emu War.
Well, okay, so not a lot of people know this, but there are actually 5 Emu Wars and we won 4 of them, but we lost the 5th, so that's the only one anyone wants to talk about. But it started with the emus. They were funny, comical even, because as the name suggests, they were Canadian. And so all we had to do to beat them was exploit the fact that they can't speak English. So you bump into them, they can't apologize to you, they die of embarrassment. Easiest war we've ever had to fight. Then came the B-News. They were confusing, bewildering even. By the time we fought those guys off, some of our soldiers didn't even know their own names. The less said about the C News and the D News, the better. We fought them off, it was tough, but we made it. What we weren't prepared for was the E-News, the electronic news. Because you've got to remember, this was the 1920s. Australia didn't have the internet. We had no way of fighting against such technologically superior foes. In the end, we just had to straight up give them the entire western half of the country. If you look at a map, Western Australia takes up more space than all the other states combined. That's because it's emu territory. No humans are allowed in there.
I see. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this Great Emu War has led to a lot of conspiracy theories that perhaps the great continent, the great country of Australia, doesn't actually exist at all. Can you fill us in on that one?
Well, the whole trick about that is technically we don't exist because emus have taken over the technology of the country to such an extent that they actually set up sort of like a radio interference so that you can't actually pick us up on a radar, we don't show up on maps. So we're kind of in that in-between space where we do exist, but as far as the outside world is concerned, we don't.
Interesting. So, tell me a little bit more about the lasting legacy of the Great Emu War. I know that at some point the United States jumped in, and they like to boast that they kicked Australia's ass. But the problem is, I don't think that those guys were actually fighting actual like Australian people. They were fighting emus. Is this accurate?
Well, I hate to talk badly about your countrymen, but they were kind of idiots. They just dropped bombs willy-nilly. They didn't really care whether they were killing humans or emus. But the emus take up the entire western half of the country, as I said, so more emus died than people, but it was sort of a double-edged sword, the American assistance there.
I seem to remember back when I worked in Vice, there was a commercial for ammunition, and the guy on the radio was very boastful about, oh, we kicked Australia's ass. No, you guys were kicking a bunch of emu ass. That's what you guys were doing. You know, it's just one of those like indiscriminate sort of things where you drop a bomb and there's bits of emu and there's bits of people, and you can't really tell the difference between two because they're all charred and burning and whatnot. So hey, you know, I can understand the misconception. Well, Terry, I want to thank you for providing us that bit of history lesson here. We don't get a lot of that here on the Concho 82 FM, but hey, it's always great when we do, and I just wanted to thank you for that, Terry.
You're very welcome.
Oh, would you mind taking us to commercial?
Not a problem.
Excellent. We're going to commercial. See you all in a little bit. Hey Liberty City, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that nice commercial break. I am, of course, your host, Miguel, the sixth man, Antonio. A special treat here today on the Concho 82 FM. I'm joined in studio by a really awesome guy. He's the nephew of the guy that actually owns this building. His name is Daniel Hong, and he has brought Terry, my producer, the noodles that are produced by Punk Noodles, which is the establishment that owns this building, of course, and is the restaurant right across the street. And if you want the best noodles in town, of course, you will go to this place. That aside, I'd like to welcome to the microphone Daniel Hong. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing terrific. I just gave your producer a shitload of MSG, so I hope he likes MSG.
Well, hey, MSG, that is the breakfast of champions, and the lunch of champions, and the dinner of champions. Pretty much every meal of the day. It's been an interesting day. It has been an interesting day. But hey, you know what? It's made all the better by actually having somebody in studio for a change. Oh, today has just been fraught with technical difficulties. You know, it's just... how's your day been?
I'm surprised you let me in. Well, I'm doing great. You let me in today, so I was going to break the door and like, hey, let me in.
Well, don't you guys have keys to every place in this building?
No. The uncle doesn't trust me. He thinks I might be, going to the bathroom stealing the damn toilet papers.
I won't discount the value of toilet paper. That stuff is worth its weight in gold.
Well, they have double ply here at home.
Yeah, we can only afford the single ply stuff here. We take issues of the Liberty Tree in there. Just a little abrasion.
You see, that was a shitty joke.
Oh, hey, as long as you wash your hands, I got no problem with it.
That's why pink eye's a thing.
I don't want to get that pink eye, especially this time of year.
Yeah. It's kind of cold right now.
Well, it's always cold here, man. Back when I was in Vice, coldest it would get would be like 75 degrees. Most of the year, you would expect just to be sweltering, and which was good because you had the sea breeze. Here, it's when you get the sea breeze, you just get even colder.
Yeah, I mean, the humidity kind of kills you too, right? In the summertime, so.
And the salt air, jeez. So I have paid for so many undercoats on that piece of crap car that I have. It gets so expensive.
I bet. I think your producer is might be not coming up for air because I haven't seen his face leave the bowl yet. So
it must be good. Anyhow, it looks like Terry's about done there. I want to thank Daniel for stopping by and filling in. It's always good, again, to have somebody in studio to talk to, as opposed to on the phone, where technical difficulties can arise. But you have a great day. Tell your uncle I said hi. Well, thanks for the 5% discount.
You're welcome, but you know what? He might raise, rent on you and all. But you have a good night. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Take care, man. Hey there, Liberty City. I just want to thank Daniel Hong for stopping by. That was an amazing conversation there. I do want to thank him for delivering noodles to the studio here. I know Terry has really enjoyed those noodles. Just kind of, audience, I want you to know more about Daniel. Daniel, what makes the dude so amazing is that at the time when I first started working here in Liberty City, I was working for Head Radio, and Daniel would come all the way over here to deliver noodles to us, and that's where we struck up a friendship, because this was the guy that was always sent. His uncle was always sending him down there. I don't know why. It's just he was the dude of choice to send to the radio station. Anyhow, when Terry first got in from Los Santos, I was telling Terry, dude, this guy is really awesome. He loves video games, so we would stay up for days on end between the time where I got let go from Head Radio and the time that I started working in this studio here for this lovely radio station. We would stay up for days just playing Space Monkey and just, such a great time. Such good times. Good times. Speaking of video games, Terry, you have somebody on the line. Why don't you tell us all about him?
We have Director Arciter from Liberty City University on line 1.
Director Arciter, you are live on the Concho 82.fm.
Look, this is important news. I don't have much time, but I must be absolutely clear. Are you familiar with Moore's Law?
Not exactly. Please elaborate.
Moore's Law dictates the more fancy, intricate computers get, then they will double up in ability every so many years as the important bits are doubled. And this means that eventually we will develop computers big enough to simulate reality perfectly, and if we can simulate reality perfectly, we can't rule out that someone else hasn't beaten us to it. This could all be a simulation, and this will be a point of concern for decades to come. But they're all missing the issue.
And what is the issue?
What do we run simulations for? The big brains here, ignorant Philistines, think it's all for science. We do really fancy calculations to, model rocks floating through space, but that's never been human nature. No, we do the most simulating for games. Right now it's just space monkeys. But one day, we'll get more advanced, and if someone has beaten us to the punch, the odds that we are at a super highbrow scientific simulation of human development or something? No! This is probably the generation phrase of a next-gen first-person shooter.
I see. So in essence, what you're telling me...
Get good moves before creators tell you to.
Well, if I do happen to be a character in Pogo the Monkey, I certainly will arm myself with the biggest and baddest banana cannon I possibly can, if that be the case.
I get the feeling you're not taking me seriously.
Well, it would help if you were to explain yourself just a bit further.
Look, the computers. It's all about the computers. Moore's Law, and the computers and Moore's Law. Computers get smarter, and they can do more things, including eventually at some point simulating reality. At which point it'll probably go to the market, and those reality simulating powers will be available to the average brain-dead plebeian on the street. And what are they going to do with it? Are they going to do serious scientific research with it, or are they going to use it to play games?
Well, games are awesome.
Yes, but they're increasingly violent, and that'll probably be the case then too. And then, look, you laugh at me now. You and all the university staff laugh at me now. But when the players start logging in and blowing us away with space shotguns, then you'll know I was right.
Well, I certainly hope you're wrong on that point, because I certainly look forward to another day of programming here on the Concho FM 82, and I do want to thank you, Director, for calling in, and this is certainly casting a bit of doom and gloom upon the future. But well, hey, you know what? I always hope for the best, and glass is always half full, and I do thank you for calling in. Terry.
No, put the syringe down. I'm fine. Look, just someone will listen to me. Someone will listen to me.
Okay.
It's okay, he'll respawn.
I hope his spawn point is in somewhere very pleasant. Anyway, Terry, I think we have another caller. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. Let's go to another caller, Terry. Well, Terry, I can certainly say the man has watched the mainframe one too many times. Though I will say, it would be awesome to believe that we are in some sort of video game or some sort of simulation. I can only imagine what the unlockable content would be for that sort of scenario. What are your feelings?
I think there's cheat codes that you should be able to use to unlock that sort of stuff. So if this is a video game, just jump on the internet and just look those up. You'll be fine. I think you should just try up, down, left, right, BA, and just see if you unlock something, because that's a very common code these days.
The cheat codes for the fanciest car, the best armor, the best weapons, and the best babes. Just the very thought of this is just mind-blowing and mind-boggling. I can see how a man like this director would go insane just thinking about it. I certainly hope the man has tenure. I can't imagine what it would be like taking any one of his classes, but golly. Anyhow.
I just hope he has extra lives. It sounded like they were doing something fairly horrible to the guy.
Well, hey, sometimes we all gotta take our medicine. Anyhow, do we have any callers on the line?
No callers on the line at the moment.
No callers on the line. Well, I guess we gotta fill up some airtime until we get somebody on the line. How were the noodles, by the way?
Oh, I mean, they're the best. There's a reason that's the only place I ever go besides this station.
They are amazing, aren't they? And so you wouldn't even know that it was loaded with MSG. But hey, you know what? Like I said, it's the breakfast of champions, the lunch of champions, and the dinner of champions. And brought to you by the wonderful establishment of Punk Noodles.
And they actually have a special deal. You get an SMG with your MSG.
Oh.
So if you're looking for a submachine gun, pop down to the noodle shop and they got you covered.
As for a number 5. What's that sound? What am I hearing?
It sounds like tires squealing.
That is tires squealing. Oh, that's not good. Not in this neighborhood.
Should we take cover?
I think we should. Let me get my microphone. Let me meet you in there in the booth. Get between the file cabinets. This is probably not a drill. It is getting louder. Okay.
Alrighty.
Let me get over there. Alright. Just sit down right next to you. Oh, yeah, there is something going down out there. Can you hear the popping? Wow.
That's my popcorn. Sorry about that. Oh no, that's guns as well. Oh shit.
Yes. Oh. Wow. Okay, so, we're gonna be... we can't even reach the console. So we kind of have to ride this one out. Hopefully, some of our viewers, or not our viewers, they can't even see us. Any of our listeners, get the cops, call the police. You know the address for the Punk Noodles? This is where this is going down. Oh my gosh. They're really pissed off out there. Wow. We haven't had one like this in a while.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll move on by and go terrorize a different part of the neighborhood so we can get out of here.
It's just... Whoa. I'm glad we're on the 7th floor. Damn. They're really angry out there. Wow. Hear the report on those things. Whoa. Wow.
Hey, since we're on the 7th floor, do you want to drop water bombs on their heads?
I think that would be a very bad idea. I think we want them shooting at each other and not us. It's hitting the side of the building now. You hear that? That's amazing. Yeah. We probably shouldn't be as calm as we are. We're being shot at.
Oh, it's just another day in Liberty City. You know what it's like in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
The sooner they go away, the sooner we can get back to the show. So,
yeah. I mean, we can't even cut to commercial break. We can't reach the console because we might get shot. Oh, my gosh. How much ammunition do they have? That's amazing.
Oh, you know what it is? Cheat codes. They're using the infinite ammo cheat code. This Arcada guy might have been onto something.
I think he might have. Wow. Wow. I think I hear helicopters now. It's really going off out there. Wow. Okay, that was an explosion.
Oh.
That was an explosion. You heard that, right? You heard the thump. Oh.
Yes,
wow.
Very much so.
Sounds like it's quieting down out there. Wow. It's you never get used to that. You never get used to that. I think we can probably get up now. I guess we'll go to commercial. I don't see anyone in any lines right now. Wow, you never get used to that. So hey listeners, we survived another one, and we'll see you again in just a little while. Terry, Roll commercials. Hey, Liberty City, we're back. The Concho 82 FM. We are still alive. I hope you appreciated the commercial break. I know that we appreciated the break and the gunfire outside. That was quite a bit of business out there. There are police vehicles all over the place, and wow. So Terry, my man, do we have any callers? Do we have any callers on your board there?
There's a Will, but it says it's from this. Is this our neighbor? Hang on, I'll put him on the air.
Will?
Terry, Sixman, you guys okay? What's with all this noise? Gunshots all over the place.
It was a bit of a fireworks show. Wow. Yeah. Are you in the building right now?
Yeah, I'm in my apartment. I don't want to go out there. I don't feel safe.
I don't blame you.
Is there stuff in the? Is there stuff in the building? Is there stuff in the halls? What happened?
I would say. Now this is just my theory. It was probably our local boys versus another one of the teams in Portland. Offhand, I couldn't say who it was. There was gunfire, but you can't really tell from the gunfire who it was. We just know that the bullets were flying, and somebody spent an awful lot of money on ammunition. My gosh. I'm looking out the window right now.
Seeing as I wasn't allowed to earlier, you should throw a water bomb at the people just because I couldn't.
You'll be throwing them at cops right now.
I don't dare look out there. Are we sure they're not shooting anymore? I don't hear anything, but what if they're just waiting for us to pop our heads out?
Well, they're going to have to deal with the cops, because, I don't know, you probably can't see from your side of the building, but I'm looking down at the street right now, and it is lit up like Christmas. There are squatties as far as the eye can see. Wow. Ambulances, fire trucks. My gosh, it's like a parade out there.
But am I any safer with the local boys?
That's actually a very good question. But, it'd be nice knowing you.
Maybe if Terry goes up to the roof with me, too. I don't want to get close to the edge. I don't want to get seen, because I could get shot.
Well, hey.
I'm okay with that, but we're going to have to go onto the internet and find the cheat code for God mode, because it might be a bit dangerous if we're actually still vulnerable.
Yeah, we're going to need all the cheat codes.
Give me 5 minutes on the internet. I'll find the code.
Just, dude, I'm glad you're safe. We didn't take a bullet through the window this time, which is good. The filing cabinets did their job. I'm glad we actually took the trouble to haul the damn things up like 7 flights of stairs.
Is that why I didn't have bullet holes through the hallway wall this time?
I don't know. We heard some hits on the side of the building. We're certainly fortunate to be still breathing right now. I will take that as a win.
Where's Terry with that cheat code? I'll feel safer once I have that.
Well, I've got bad news. The internet says there are no cheat codes for real life, you moron. So I really need to get a less insulting search engine.
Certainly so. And I just want to say, Will, it's good to see that you're still kicking here. And it's good to say to my audience here, and we're all still kicking. So that's good. That's very good. Thanks for being, thanks for calling in there, Will.
Yeah, you've always been a good neighbor.
It puts things in perspective. But really, the best perspective can be gained by hearing from another caller. So do you have anybody? Is the console still working?
Yeah, fortunately the bullets didn't hit the console. So on line 1 we have Jack from Belleville Park.
Jack from Belleville Park, you are live on the Concho 82 FM.
Hello, great wizard. I am speaking to you through this scrying device obtained from one of my associates, and I'm very upset about what is happening down here at Benville Village. Belleville Village is, as you know, a very, very peaceful town, where we take great pride in our turkey legs and our totally accurate clothing. And I'm very upset that there are strange future people running amok.
I see.
Using yes, I did alert the town guard because some of these people had what appeared to be strange devices, much like what I'm speaking with you now on. So I suspect them to be evil wizards. That I have heard of such things. Our village elders have warned me about getting in strange boxes with locals who are people who aren't locals that offer you sweets because that's unnatural, and then they do stuff to your butt. Now, what disturbs me is they come down and they say things like, ha ha ha, you're fat and stupid, and you're at a dummy Renfest. I don't know what that is, because this is a totally real village, and we are just trying to serve our king the best possible way. And then they try and grab my fleshy side rolls, and they say things like, lose some weight, Porky, stop eating the Hostess. And I don't know, I have never eaten a Hostess before. So, could you please tell people that Belleville Village is only for those of us who are loyal subjects of the king who wish to enjoy some jousting and some games of chance and talent, like Robin Hood and other people of such note. And we don't need any agents of the Black Knight down here trying to come down and poke us with things and call us fat.
Oh,
I think you've got shapeshifters on your hands. I think those aren't future people, those are shapeshifters, and the problem is they don't know what they're trying to impersonate, so they've just got it completely wrong. I think you should be eliminating them on sight.
Oh.
I tried to tell Beth that. She's the wench that she's in love with me because I'm pretty awesome. But she kept saying something about that'll get the popo down, and I was like, do not summon the town guard, wench. Do not speak to me as such. But she got real upset because her nose ring's infected and it's hurting, and she wanted me to help her dye her hair, but she said it was just a friend's thing. But no, I'm getting very upset with these people because they may be changelings. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Well, there might be a fairy mound nearby. I heard there's one over by the cemetery, but somebody said that was just a fresh grave. I don't know if that's true or not, but I want to go dig it up in case there's magic items in there.
I am speechless.
There's definitely something to investigate.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, who could use a nice magic item? But yeah, I don't like these people, and the mayor said that it's cool because they paid admission. I don't know what he meant by that, but I rolled, and I told him I could use magic missile on him, but he's like, nuh-uh. They're paying members. You're not supposed to hit them with stuff. Just ignore them. But I don't know. It's been a large influx of them because they're all big, and some of them talk about various athletic games that we're not doing, like football. I don't know what that is because I've been practicing my axe throwing skills, and I'm getting to where it stops bouncing back and hitting me, which hurts a lot. So I just want to get rid of the time travelers.
Okay.
And sometimes there are these ladies there with village people because, you know, they show up totally appropriate, but then these girls that are with them, they have strange outfits on, and they keep saying things like, don't talk to me, weirdo. And I'm like, why are you dressed like a harlot? And when I try to grab one of their floppies, they get all upset. They're like, I am not a harlot. And I throw some of my gold coins at them, and they're like, that's not real money. Stop throwing coins at me. I'm like, show me your nethers. And they don't. It's very upsetting, and it's very confusing. Do you have any advice on that, Great Wizard?
Okay. So, if I am understanding this correctly, and I hope I am, you're referring to the Medieval Millennium Fair going on this weekend, and you have troubles with some of the local kids making fun of you, so you get the cops to try to help you, but they don't really. And there's some misunderstanding with one of the ladies at work there with, I expect, is an ample bosom? Quite honestly, in my 25-year career in radio, I have not been struck this speechless before, so I do tip my hat to you, sir. But
I tried talking to Randy, but he's like, "We're not real town guard. We're just pretending." I'm like, you're totally town guard, because once you enter the town, you're doing your job." And he's like, "No, we should call the real cops." And I was like, "I don't know what that means." People keep coming into our village from strange lands, and they say things that are very weird to me. They keep telling me to get a life, and I'm not undead.
Okay. Okay. I'll play along. Okay. So,
I don't know what you mean by that.
Cops. Now, I have heard two very different backstories on the word cop. It could either refer to the copper-colored badges that they wore in yesteryear, or it also crests.
Oh, they have heraldry.
I suppose. Yeah, let's go with that. Heraldry. Yeah, heraldry. They have
I like heraldry.
Yeah. Okay. So it was great to hear from you. I'm sorry we could not resolve the problem that you were currently having there. I suppose you
would you be available for hire to come down to our village and see the glorious sights and enjoy a nice leg of turkey and help rid us of this plague of strangely dressed people that keep invading our safe space and saying mean things about me?
I will, but I want to see the harlots first.
Oh yeah, you want Susan? She's kind of a whore. Yeah, she'll do things for money, but not to me because she says I'm too fat.
Well, let me just give me a rain check on that one there. I do thank you for stopping by and giving us.
Yes, well, if you know any other wizards who could rid our village of these troublesome anachronistic people, that would be great. And then bring some friends, because it's a family affair at the Ren Fair. I don't know what that means, but they tell me to say it all the time.
Well, tell you what, why don't you get a hold of Laszlo Jones at Chatterbox? I'm sure he'd love to talk all about this. I do thank you, traveler from yesteryear. We're gonna have to cut this call short here, but it was rather fascinating, and I do thank you for your call. Terry, do we happen to have another caller on the line?
Hopefully Susan.
Well, Susan does sound very interesting, Terry, though. Do we have any real callers on the line right now?
None at the moment. Board is empty.
Board is empty. Oh. Okay, well that does sort of does put a damper on things. I do hate dead air time, and I certainly hate to have to fill in time. But hey, you know what? Let me. Where is the weather thing? Okay.
Six, you there? Think we'll. Did you unplug your mic? Six, you there?
Okay, Terry, I had to plug in the old mic because I accidentally unplugged it the new one with my foot, and it's dark down there, and I don't want to go under there, so I just switched on the old one again. This really sucks, and I don't like this, so just go ahead and jump to commercial. Just go to commercial, go to commercial. Terry? Terry, my man. Oh, I can't hear you now. Okay, dude, yeah, waving here. This is unbelievable. Yes, I cannot hear you right now. Yes, it is dry erase board time. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm drawing a big C here. That means commercial. Let's go to commercial. Yes, let's go to commercial. It's like somebody has voodoo dolls of us and is just stabbing the crap out of us today. This is not what I expected when I woke up this morning. We have not had a day like this in a very long time. Okay, we're good. Going to commercial. Excellent. Great. Roll it.